Previously on Boat Car Adventures, we started our mammoth European road trip from the west to the east, but sadly, Columbus broke down and we had to recover it back to the UK. Whilst we waited for Columbus to be fixed, we visited Beldoon Village for the first time. It was amazing. We visited the famous dunes and went for a bike ride to Fort Mahon. Whilst there, we saw the French antique market. Come and see what happened next. Meanwhile, back at home, Columbus was in the garage. We had the wheel bearings and the handbrakes changed, and the fan belt that was squealing for over 6 months was finally changed. A massive thanks to MOT Car Repairs in Poole. Right guys, it has been an absolute manic day. We're trying to do so much. Actually, it's been a manic week, to be fair. So we've just turned up at the garage. We're going to try and get the DPFs clean. I don't have the slightest idea what that does. Apparently it's supposed to make the car a lot more efficient, cleaner, etc, etc, etc. We're here, we're just trying to do 100,000,001 things to get out of this country.
This
You sure they're proper though?
Yeah.
Even though they're green, they may not be, you know?
No, they're proper apples. They look to apples, they're eating apples and crab apples. Crab apples are the big ones.
Nothing, the crab apples, you know?
Crab apples.
They don't smell like proper apples.
No, they're proper apples.
Alright, I'll leave you to try it then.
Yeah. Right, so we are here getting the getting Columbus done, and as you can see, that Jamie's hooked it up to a computer. I do know what it does, but I don't know what they call it. Things have changed so much over the years in terms of the car automotive industry. But technically, what he's going to do is going to clean the fuel system, which obviously I don't think has ever been done on this car before. So, excuse the god dog. It's a lovely, big, massive, I don't know what you call them. I'm trying to get Columbus ready to go on this road trip. And so it's important to go for everything. So we've had wheel bearings done, oil seals in the diff. I've checked the oils and waters and stuff. And one thing's been bothering us is a fan belt, and that's been slipping for ages, and we've finally got that done. I must point out, I've had some help and some of the stuff, so I'll put a link and I'll give them a shout out later in the video, let you know who they are, check them out and support them. And yeah, so it's been great. So I've had a lot of support, which is fantastic. We've got Jamie Ward here. He's the managing director of Wardy Motors Group. Right, so yeah, thanks for inviting us down. We really need a service. Yeah. And I just want to show our followers exactly. Number one, he's the number one guy down here for doing this stuff, so you need to come and check him out. But number two, I've never had this done before, and we're going on a massive trip and it needs to be done. So can you just run through what you're doing for us?
Yeah, so today we're just on the basics of this one here. What we're going to do is just start with a carbon clean, which is produced from this machine here. Yep. Extremely good on bringing out what we need to see in the vehicle. Okay, yep. Emission problems, smoother running, better throttle response. It's mainly designed more towards the diesel market. Right. But we've used it on probably 25% of the petrol market compared to 75% on diesel market. Right, okay. And on the petrol market, it's definitely improves emissions. We've had lambda sensors which have failed emissions. Fault codes coming up for lambda sensors and things like that. Yeah. And just by doing this cleans the sensor, because a lot of time the actual electronic part of the sensor don't go wrong. Right. Yeah. So it's more of the actual carbon build up or on the edge of it. On the end of it. So by cleaning it all through, basically it just reduces all that and gives you a better, smoother run. You'll see the difference in this straight away. This would have never have had anything like this done in the past. Yeah, probably not. Obviously, even though you keep it well maintained and serviced, like we've done some servicing for you before. Yep. You know, keeping it serviced is one of the top things, but keeping it carbon clean, this is a yearly service. Yeah, it's amazing. So this is all in process. So we've set it for 30 minutes, which is plenty for this petrol engine. And we the voltage. So what it does is it turns obviously the hydrogen into it from the voltage of the electric with the hydrogen machine. So now it's all going through, clearing through. So that's now working. And if you use to take this off, you can always test it just by hearing. So you actually feel the hydrogen coming through. Yeah, so that's what's going into it.
Yeah, smell it.
Yeah. It's almost completed a full cycle now, but
Yep.
we're at the stage where we're almost coming to the end of the half an hour,
Yep.
which is plenty for this petrol engine.
Yep.
What it's doing is breaking up the carbon now. You can smell the carbon coming through the exhaust.
Yep, I can smell like a cherry smell.
It's like a cherry sweet.
Yeah.
And when you get that smell, you can, especially on diesel, you smell it more again, but you can smell it there. And what we do is we just raise the revs up and down a few times now before the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
And it just gets everything moving a little bit. Anywhere where there might be carbon build up on the valves, intake valves, throttle bodies.
Yeah, injectors, stuff like that.
Injectors, so it only goes where the air goes. So it clean the bottom of the injector.
Yeah, not the...
It doesn't clean the inside.
Right.
So that's done different on like a fuel system clean.
Right.
Is another option we can do at a later date.
Yep.
So a fuel system clean, that does everywhere where the fuel goes.
Yep.
The carbon clean does everywhere where the air goes.
Yeah.
So
how often do you have to have this done?
So the maximum time, like, you don't need to be doing it more, like, depending on mileage. On a diesel, a bit different again, but on this, like, once a year is like more than enough.
Okay.
So you know, before all this is around, vehicles obviously run fine.
Yeah.
It just keeps the MPG in it, keeps the efficiency in it, which is what's the most important thing. But yeah, once a year would be like plenty enough. So a lot of our customers now are just saying every service.
Right.
Every time they have a service, carbon clean it first, then do the service, and then MOT it and give it back to them. So most people are carbon clean, MOT and service. So this is the end procedure now. So we're just pouring the pipe out of the intake system, which is all done there. And it is as simple as putting the air intake pipe back on. There's no need for any diagnostics, anything like that, because all you're doing is putting the air with a hydrogen into it.
Yep.
There's no need to reset any fault codes or anything along that line. There's no fault codes or a lift. And literally, like as explained a minute ago, nice couple of days driving normal.
Yep.
And then just go nice and careful, then just go back to normal, and let's see the improve and get a report back from you on the fuel improvement.
Definitely.
Right.
Right, so the end of it, we're going to get on our journey, and then we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Next week on Boat Car Adventures, come and join us on our venture on the continent.